Today I want to show you how to create and do the pre-writing for a personal narrative. So today, let's say I was doing a personal narrative on Thanksgiving break. The first thing I would want to do is create a timeline. So on Thanksgiving break, one of the things I did was I cleaned the house. I shampooed rugs. Went to the park. Let's see, I also had dinner at my mother's house. Decorated the outside for Christmas. Read 3 books with my daughter. Hung out with friends. As you can see, I'm just basically writing things down that happened during last week. Went to church. Okay, so I've written now a timeline. Very simple timeline. Okay, and I just picked things that took place and happened. What I want to do is I want to pick 4 of these things that I'm going to actually write about in my story about Thanksgiving break. So I'm going to go through these. I clean the house. Could I write a lot about cleaning the house? Yeah, I could probably give you some details. Shampooing the rugs. You know what? Not really. I basically just shampooed the rugs. I went to the park. Yeah, I think that probably might be kind of cool to talk about. Had dinner at my mother's house. Yep, that could be a good part, right? Sorry. Not the best video. So yes, for that. Decorated the outside for Christmas. I think I'm going to leave that for a Christmas story. So I'm going to cross that one out. Okay. Read 3 books with my daughter. Yeah, that might be fun to talk about. Hung out with friends. Yeah, you don't really need to know about that. And went to church. Well, I went to church. I could write about it, but but I do that almost every Sunday. So these are the 4 things that I can bring my story down to. Now, what should be the heart of my story? What could I write the most about and give you the best details about? Well, I think that would be having dinner at my mom's house. So I'm going to say that's the most important part of my story, and that's going to be the heart of my story. Okay. Okay? All right, so now I know that I'm going to talk about cleaning the house, going to the park, having dinner at my mother's house, and reading 3 books with my daughter. Okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my page over, and I'm going to draw a line at the top. Very hard to film yourself and do everything else, but you guys are used to this as I'm your teacher. And I'm going to draw the line at the bottom as well. The part in the middle, I'm going to turn into 4 squares. Make a big cross. Give me a second. All right. At the top here, I'm going to write my lead. The bottom, this has to be my best ending, my great ending. Okay? This is going to be my first paragraph, my second paragraph, my third paragraph, and my fourth paragraph. What I want to do is I want to follow a process in which I'm going to use the saying FAST. F-A-S-T. 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 And you'll do this on your papers as well. Okay? In fact, if Miss Fobel would like to pause the camera, and have everybody get to this point, she can. All right, I assume that everybody's got to this point and you're ready to go with me. So what I'm going to do here, since this first part, I said I was going to talk about cleaning my house. So I'm just going to sketch that a little bit. Little bitty stick figure. Maybe right in front of here with a pile of dishes. Okay, just like that. I'm cleaning my house, right? Maybe how I was feeling. So I might, on my guy, I might put a frowny face because I was sad, because I had so much work to do. Okay, so I'm sad. So I'm feeling miserable. Okay, because I really wasn't feeling good. Okay. Sorry. Some of the actions are, well, I have dishes, and I think so. I washed dishes, vacuumed, those kinds of things. Some things that I said were, I told my daughter, oh yeah, let's tell my daughter, she was there. Let's make this a game. And some of the things I was thinking was, when, little thought bubble, when will it be over? So, when will it be over? Okay, so those are some things I might do there. For the second thing, I said that I was going to write about going to the park. So it's me and my daughter. Once again, am I looking for great artwork? No. Right? Don't care about the artwork, okay? Little swings. Okay, little swings. So we went to the park. So I'm just trying to get an idea of showing what I'm thinking about, those kinds of things. Once again, how are we feeling? We were feeling exhilarated. Exhilarated. Let me spell it correctly. Exhilarated. You notice I'm not using a second grade word like happy. I'm going to use a third grade word. Okay, in this case I'm going to use a fourth grade word, exhilarated. I'm going to teach you to do those bigger words, okay? We were feeling great. Some of the things we did were we swung and went on nature walk. Some things that were said were I can race you. I can race you. And I was thinking, maybe I can do a thought bubble. This is fun. And I was thinking that this is fun. Okay? Now remember, the third thing is going to be the heart of that's going to be my mother's house, okay? So I'm just going to put like a big table with, here's the turkey and everything, and just some things like this to give me some idea of what was being done. And I'm going to do the same thing here. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing I did here. I'm going to do the same thing on these two. But to save a little time, I also want you to think about your lead, okay? So since we've asked me to talk about my Thanksgiving break, and I'm not quite sure what Miss Fobel's prompt's going to be, but you can use this system for every single prompt. But let's say my prompt is give me a personal experience of over your Thanksgiving break. Now I could say, the easiest lead to ever go with is a question. Take your prompt and change it into a question. So what I would do is I would say, have you ever had a Thanksgiving break? I have. It was an amazing time. And then I'm going to talk about the 4 things, and I'm going to write about how that day I was miserable and I had to wash dishes. And why I was miserable? Because actually I was feeling pretty sick that day. And I had to wash dishes and vacuum and all the different things. I could talk about that. And then I'm going to talk about how I told my daughter, let's make a game out of this. And I was thinking the whole time, when will this be over? But I knew it had to be done. And it was important. And then on this next thing, I'll be talking about how the next day, my daughter and I decided to have some fun. We decided to have some fun, so we went to the park. And how exhilarated I was. And just swinging on the swings with her and going on a nature walk and trying to race her and all those good things. And then once again, I can go into the heart of my story where I'm going to talk about that part where I'm really going to give a lot of details and talk about all of those, the food we had and the conversations that were had at the Thanksgiving table, and just how much fun that was. And then one last thing of being of reading 3 books with my daughter, and I can do that very simple, and just talk about those things of how I felt and how much fun we had. So as you can see, there we are. And to wrap this up, you're always gonna also write a great ending. Remember, you have to have a great ending, and your ending has to tie back to your prompt. So I might be like, Thanksgiving break comes once a year. When I get to this ending part, it's hard to write because I can't move my paper. So give me 1 second, please. Comes once a year. I know y'all are all laughing at me, and it's okay. Comes once a year. But it's filled with many activities I love. Okay, so there's my great ending. Okay, so now all I got to do is on another piece of paper, when it gets ready, I'm going to now write my story. Well, look, I've already got my beginning. I'm telling about this part. I'm going to talk about this part. I'm going to talk about this part and talk about this part. I could even break this down even more if I just wanted to talk about this part. Let's say I decided I just want to really talk about this one day. Well, then I'm going to give everything I can to this moment right here and talk about this one little moment. Okay? But in this case, I was talking about Thanksgiving break, so I have 4 things that I can talk about. I could have broken it down to just what I did at Thanksgiving dinner and talk about those times. So I hope this helps you out. I'm sorry I can't be there. Actually, I'm going to turn the camera around now so you can see me. I am sorry I couldn't be there today. I'm upstairs testing. I hope this helps you out a lot, and I hope that you all have a great day and write some amazing stories for me. Bye, everybody.